whole face was like swollen. Yeah. So that happens. And, I just got to deal with it for a couple days and it goes away. But I felt decent enough this morning. That, and I probably didn't get the office today too. I went to bed Sunday night, woke up Monday morning, and I was like, it's not happening. When I went to the allergist years ago, like they gave me the books and all, and it like my entire arm lit up because I'm just allergic to everything outside. Yeah. So, spring, there's pollen, all that stuff. It's but I'm excited to see it.
Good morning. Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for all the support that you have given me to these students. Help these speakers have confidence and help them to get rid of nerves before speaking. Please help these speakers to recognize you for what they have done today. It is in your name we pray. Amen. Now please welcome our first speaker, Camille Davenport, who is speaking on Katie the Cow.
Have you ever wondered why there's a 20-foot tall cow standing on the banks of the Chattahoochee in downtown Columbus? Her name is Katie the cow, and if it was not for John Connect, Katie might not have been where she is today. Throughout Katie's long life, she has been relocated, vandalized, and loved by the community. Today, she stands not only as a symbol of nostalgia for many Native Columbus residents, but also as a unique landmark that catches the attention of all who passes by her. John Connect Jr. played a major role in the growth of Connect Dairies in Columbus, Georgia. He served the company chairman and helped become one of the most recognized businesses in Columbus. Under his leadership, the dairy provided milk and ice cream to many local families. When Connect Jr. passed away at the age of 90, the community remembered not only his business success, but also the mark he left on the city. The story of Kitty the cow begins when John Connect Sr. bought a small-town ice cream business located in Macon, Georgia from his uncle. After purchasing it, he moved its headquarters to Columbus. The dairy was a successful family-owned business providing milk, ice cream, and other dairy products to the Columbus area. On April 4, 1927, John Connect Jr. was born in Columbus. Connect Jr. went to many Columbus schools and enrolled in Georgia Tech for 1 year. In 1949, he graduated Georgia Tech with a degree in industrial management. After he left Georgia Tech, he served in the U.S. Navy. Connect married his wife Betty and made 6 children and joined the family business once he returned to Columbus. Connect made many decisions joining the dairy, but one outlasted the company. In the late 1960s, Connect moved the milk operation to a piece of land off Manchester Expressway next to what is now Peachtree Mall. One day, Connect Jr. was driving down Victory Drive in Columbus when he saw a truck carrying a large fiberglass cow statue. He thought it would make a great mascot for his company, so he tracked down the manufacturer. In 1967, the iconic Katie the cow was installed for the dairy building. Named Katie for Connect Dairies, the statue immediately became a popular landmark in Columbus. According to Shalika Davis, whose mom was employed by Connect, said Katie symbolizes pride and integrity of many people. Visitors stop to check out the 20-foot tall, black and white hall screen that overlooks the busy area of Columbus. Students who visited Connect Dairies on field trips considered having their photo taken with Katie as the highlight of the visit. Since Katie became an undeniably unique landmark in Columbus, many people were worried about what might happen to her if Connect Dairies ever closed. When that day came in 2001, concern did spread throughout Columbus about Katie's future. For 2 years, while the former area site remained vacant, Katie stood strong. In 2003, the Best Buy Corporation purchased the land and built a new retail location. Upon learning the city's love of Katie, Best Buy decided to keep the Bovine statue where it is. She became such an important part of the new Best Buy that an unknown local even added an identical calf statue next to Katie. Best Buy played along and held a calf naming contest for the statue. Named Bebek, the French and Spanish word for baby, she remained alongside Katie until tragedy struck. Bebe was kidnapped. She disappeared one night and was gone for almost 7 years. Eventually found in Butler, Georgia, the identity of the thief still remains unknown. Katie greeted customers at Best Buy for over 16 years until the store moved to a new location at Columbus Park Crossing in North Columbus. Once again, Katie's fans were concerned about what might happen to her now that she was alive again. Knowing how much the town means to the community, Best Buy worked with the city to sign an easement that allowed her to stay in her current location after the move. Beth Reed Richardson, manager of Best Buy at the time of the move, said we've seen so many people visit Katie. For 16 years, we've shared a store with customers, and they shared the stories about Katie with us. We knew we had to make sure she had a safe place to stay. The love for Katie was so strong that the city of Columbus even declared June 9, 2019 as Katie the Cow Day. For the next 3 years, Katie remained in her original location. However, she became a victim of vandalism on a few occasions. She was decorated with inappropriate drawings. This led to another public outcry insisting Katie should be moved to a safer location. At the same time, a Chick-fil-A was being built less than half a mile away from Katie. The franchisor Alex Van began a campaign to have Katie move the short distance to his new restaurant. With black and white cows being the face of Chick-fil-A, it made perfect sense. At the same time, there was a group from downtown Columbus who insisted Katie should move to the tourist-friendly area where she would gain many new fans. The decision was eventually made to move her to downtown. She would be in a prime location on the banks of the Chattahoochee. She was adjacent to Banks Food Hall, the Splash Pad, Whitewater Expressway, and Columbus State University. After careful planning, Katie was on the move, April 12, 2022. She even drove past Salem on the way to her new location. Students gathered on the street to watch her journey. Katie remains in her new home today. Again, she's become quite the tourist attraction. People still went out to take photos with her and learn the story of why a 20-foot-tall cow stands along the banks of the Chattahoochee. So if you weren't familiar with Katie Cow earlier, now you know her whole story and all she's been through in her life. She's still standing strong even through many relocations and being vandalized. Katie the cow was more than just a statue in Columbus. She's a very important and popular landmark for Columbus, Georgia that many people will remember. Thank you. Please welcome Metcalf Kite, who is speaking about saltwater fishing.
The sun rises over the ocean, the tide is moving, and the water looks perfect. Rolling out the right bait, the right location, and knowing what is being targeted, even in the best-looking fishing net can end with an empty cooler. Saltwater fishing is similar to freshwater fishing, but it takes place in oceans and saltwater bodies of water. For people who have only fished in lakes or ponds, saltwater fishing may seem confusing at first. However, the basics are the same. Anglers still need to understand where fish live, what they eat, and how to present bait or lures. To be successful in saltwater fishing, anglers need to understand different types of locations, proper techniques and rules, and the species they are trying to catch. One of the most important things to learn in saltwater fishing is which fish species are being targeted. The species determines what bait or lure to use and where to fish. Some fish prefer live bait, while others will strike artificial lures. If the wrong bait or lure is used, it is unlikely to catch the desired fish. Researching a fishing spot ahead of time also helps ensure the target species is found. Saltwater fishing is more complicated than it may seem at first. One small mistake, such as using the wrong bait, can lead to a slow day. There are many popular fish species to target in saltwater. In the Gulf of Mexico, anglers often fish for pompano, mackerel, grouper, tuna, snapper, and even some species of sharks. In bays and inshore waters, common fish include redfish, snook, flounder, tarpon, and sharks. Before going fishing, anglers should decide which species they hope to catch because this choice helps them plan where to go and what equipment to bring. Knowing the target species makes preparation easier and helps guide every decision made on the water. Location is another key factor in saltwater fishing. States such as Florida, California, and Texas are all well known for saltwater fishing, but success still depends on choosing the right spot. Anglers also need to decide whether they plan to keep the fish to eat or practice catch and release. This decision can affect where they fish and whether they need a boat, kayak, or fishing charter. Some locations are easy to reach from land, while others require traveling offshore. Considering distance, access, and skill level helps anglers choose the best place to fish. There are many good fishing spots for beginners and experienced anglers. Piers provide access to deeper water without a boat, although they often require a small fee. Public docks can also be good fishing spots if fishing is allowed. Jetties attract bait fish and predators, making them productive fishing areas. The lures and rigs can easily get stuck in the rocks. For beginners or those who prefer to stay close to shore, fishing on the beach is a great option. Fishing charters can be expensive, but they often provide helpful instruction and increase the chances of success. Fishing techniques greatly affect how successful a fishing trip will be. Different fish and locations require different methods. Some techniques are simple, while others take practice. Kevin Bluegoff from On the Water explains that success often depends more on how the lure is presented rather than how expensive the lure is. Rigs, which are specific arrangements of hooks, weights, and line, are used for different types of fishing. Some anglers use natural bait, while others use lures designed to look like bait fish or shrimp. Lures usually require more attention because anglers must move them in ways that attract fish. According to saltwater sportsmen, tides also play a major role in fish activity, so timing a trip with the tides can improve results. One of the best all-around rigs for many saltwater situations is the Carolina rig, which works well with cut bait, live shrimp, and other live baits. The pompano rig is popular for surf fishing and is effective with dead shrimp, sand fleas, or artificial baits such as fish bites. Lure fishing depends on whether anglers are fishing from a boat, casting into schools of fish, or fishing for shore. Lure fishing in saltwater is highly situational and changes with conditions. Saltwater fishing also plays an important role in the environment. Responsible fishing helps manage fish populations and keeps ocean ecosystems balanced. When fishing is done sustainably, it helps prevent certain species from overpopulating and protects habitats such as coral reefs and seagrass beds. Regulations such as size limits and catch limits protect fish so that future generations can continue to enjoy fishing. Saltwater fishing also supports coastal communities by providing jobs and income. Saltwater fishing is more than just a hobby. It is a way to connect to the ocean and nature. Although it may seem complicated to beginners, it comes down to knowing how fish behave and respecting the ocean environment they need to survive. Many people enjoy saltwater fishing because it allows them to relax and spend time outdoors. When practiced responsibly, saltwater fishing benefits both people and the ocean. Thank you. Please welcome Peyton Colors, who is speaking about the Masters.
Imagine standing on perfectly trimmed green grass surrounded by bright green azaleas as the best golfers in the world walk toward the first tee. The crowd is completely silent. A legend of the game takes one swing and history begins again. Every year during the first full week of April, one of golf's 4 major tournaments is played in Augusta, Georgia. The tournament is always played at the same course and is built around tradition, history, and excellence. That makes it different from every other golf tournament in the world. The Masters is arguably the most famous golf tournament in the world. Every April, golf takes center stage as fans watch Augusta National. Rising stars compete against past champions and living legends, and is where careers can be defined by one simple week. The tournament was created by Bobby Jones, one of the greatest amateur golfers in history. He was born March 17, 1902 in Atlanta, Georgia. He quickly showed incredible talent at a young age. By age 21, he had already won the U.S. Open, and during his career, he played in 31 major tournaments, coming first and second in most of them. In 1930, Jones accomplished something truly extraordinary. He won the U.S. Open, British Amateur, and U.S. Amateur all in the same year. This feat was called the Grand Slam. Shortly after completing this historic feat, Jones retired from competitive golf at the age of 28 years old. Even though he retired, Jones still loved the game. In 1931, he teamed up with businessman Clifford Roberts to purchase land in Augusta, Georgia. It used to be called Fruitland Nurseries, and the property was filled with beautiful flowers, trees, and rolling hills. When Jones first saw the land, he said it looked like it was already a golf course. Together, they built Augusta National Golf Club in 1934. They hosted the first tournament that same year, and that tournament would be called the Masters. Bobby Jones even played in the early tournaments himself. What truly sets the Masters apart from other tournaments is its strong dedication to tradition. One of the most important traditions is the green jacket. Every year, the winner receives a green jacket, which symbolizes a membership into one of the most exclusive clubs in sports. The champion gets to keep the jacket for 1 year and then must return it to the club where it stays on the property. However, the winner is invited to play back in the Masters every single year until they die. This lifelong invitation makes winning the Masters extra special. Another important tradition is the honorary stars ceremony. Each year, legendary golfers who are past champions begin the tournament with the ceremony of tee shots early Thursday morning. It is a way to honor the history of the game and connect past generations to the present. On Tuesday night of Masters Week, there is the famous Champions Dinner. This tradition was began in 1952 by Ben Hogan. Every past Masters champion is invited to attend. The most recent winner chooses the menu for the dinner. For example, past winners have chosen everything from barbecue to international dishes that reflect their home country. is a private event that celebrates the bond between champions. Unlike the other three major tournaments, the US Open, the British Open, and the PGA Championship, the Masters have always played at the same tournament. But because the Masters always played at Augusta National, fans recognize every hole from the 18th green to Amen Corner. The course itself has become just as famous as the players. The Masters has also had an impact on the sport of golf. Augusta National set a new standard for how golf courses should look and be maintained. Its perfectly manicured fairways and bright green putting surfaces became the model for courses around the world. The Masters was also the first golf tournament broadcast in color on television in 1966. The bright green grass and colorful flowers looked stunning on TV helped grow the popularity of golf. The tournament continues to adapt while keeping its traditions. For example, after Tiger Woods won the 1997 Masters by 12 strokes, Augusta National made changes to the course to keep it challenging. They lengthened holes and adjusted layouts to match the power of modern players. This balance between tradition and innovation keeps the tournament competitive. The Masters also inspires young golfers. Augusta National hosts the Drive, Chip, and Putt National Finals each year for kids ages 7 to 15. Young players compete in driving, chipping, and putting, with the finals held at Augusta National the Sunday before the Masters. There's also the Augusta National Women's Amateur, which promotes women's golf and gives female players a chance to compete on the global stage. The Masters is not just another tournament. It is a symbol of excellence, tradition, and history. It shows how honoring the past while adapting to the future can create something truly special. Every April, when the azaleas bloom and the world watches Augusta National, fans are reminded that greatness is not only about winning, it is about legacy. Thank you. Please welcome Charlie Pearson, who is speaking about the game.
The American penny is a coin with a massive history for something so small. Most of us probably have a few sitting in the bottom of our backpack or stuck in the couch cushions. But these little copper-colored discs have been around since the very beginning of the United States. Even though they are only worth 1 cent, the story of how they were made, why they were changed, and why they are finally going away is actually pretty interesting. The story begins with the Coinage Act of 1792, which officially created the U.S. Mint. Back then, the country was new, and there was a major shortage of small change. People needed a way to pay for things that didn't cost a whole dollar, so the government started making pennies in 1793, according to the U.S. government then. In those early days, pennies weren't the tiny coins we know today. From 1793 until 1857, they were much larger, almost the size of a modern half-dollar. These were called large cents. They are made of pure copper, which made them heavy and expensive to use. Eventually, the Mint realized they needed something more practical, so they switched to a small cent in 1856, which is the same size as we use now. Most people think pennies are made of copper, well that hasn't been true for a long time. For most of history, they were about 95% copper. However, during World War II in 1943, the government needed copper for things like shell casings and radio wires. To save metal for the war, the Mint made pennies out of steel coated in zinc for just that 1 year. These steelies look silver and can be picked up with a magnet. After the war, they went back to copper until 1982. That year, the price of copper got so high that a penny was worth more as melted metal than as a cent. To stop people from melting it down, the Mint changed the recipe. Since then, pennies have been made of about 97.5% zinc, which is a thin coating of copper on the outside. If you look closely at the head side of the penny, you will see a date and sometimes a tiny letter underneath it. That letter is a mint mark, and it tells you exactly where that specific coin was born. D, made in Denver. P, or no mint mark, usually made in Philadelphia. S, made in San Francisco. W, made in West Point. The look of the penny has changed a lot too. For a long time, the penny featured Lady Liberty or an Indian head design, but in 1909, everything changed to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. He was the first president to ever be featured on a regular U.S. coin. Since then, the head style has stayed mostly the same, but the tail side has switched several times. The wheat penny, minted from 1909 to 1958, featured 2 stalks of wheat on the back. These were very popular with collectors because they were easy to find in flea markets or antique shops. The memorial penny, minted from 1959 to 2008, featured the Lincoln Memorial. The bicentennial cent, minted in 2009, featured 4 different designs showing different stages of women's life. The Union Shield, minted from 2010 to 2025, features a shield to represent how Lincoln kept the country together during the Civil War. You might have heard rumors that the penny is going away. Well, it is actually happening. In 2025, the U.S. Treasury officially announced it will stop producing new pennies for circulation, with the final batches expected to run out in early 2026. The main reason is simple: it costs too much to make. By 2024, it cost the government about 3.69 cents to just manufacture and ship one single penny. That means every single time they made a penny, they lost more than 3 cents. In 2024 alone, this caused a loss of over $85 million, according to the U.S. Department of Treasury. Another reason is simple: we just don't use cash as much anymore. With credit cards, Apple Pay, and online shopping, pennies have become more of a nuisance than a help. Countries like Canada have already gotten rid of their penny years ago and have survived just fine where our cash totals stood as 5 cents. To mark the end of over 230 years of history, the Mint did something special. They released a final set of Omega pennies in late 2025. These coins have a tiny Greek Omega symbol on them, which stands for the end. This set even included the first ever 24-karat gold penny. Because there were only 232 of these made, they are incredibly rare and have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Even though they aren't making pennies for regular use anymore, they are releasing a special 1776 to 2026 dual-dated penny for collectors to celebrate America's 250th birthday. You won't find these in your Apple chain, but you can buy them in special sets off the U.S. Mint website. The penny might be leaving our wallets, but with billions already in circulation, it will probably take decades for them to disappear completely. For now, they remain a tiny, copper-colored piece of American history. Thank you. Please welcome James Zernick, who is speaking about the F-15.
Is an undefeated combat record in air-to-air battles. The F-15 is an air superiority fighter developed by the United States during the Cold War and is currently being produced in its newest form at Boeing. It is flown by multiple countries around the world and has earned a reputation as one of the most advanced and respected fighter jets ever built. Because of its speed, air dominance, advanced radar systems, and unmatched combat record, the F-15 is considered one of the most successful fighter jets in history. Many people may wonder what makes the F-15 so special. The F-15 is an all-weather, extremely maneuverable, 4th-generation multi-role fighter introduced into service in the 1970s. Designed primarily for air superiority, its mission was simple: control the skies and defeat enemy aircraft. The F-15A made its first flight in 1972, followed by the 2-seat F-15B in 1973. Most variants weigh about 31,000 pounds and can exceed twice the speed of sound, about Mach 2 or roughly 1,500 miles per hour. According to March Field Air Museum, the aircraft can climb up to 50,000 feet in less than 60 seconds. That incredible climb rate is a huge advantage in combat scenarios. Radar technology is one of the most important features of any modern aircraft. Radar allows pilots to detect and track targets long before they can see them. Advanced versions such as the F-15E Strike Eagle and the newer F-15EX are equipped with sophisticated radar systems capable of switching quickly between air and ground targets. This allows the aircraft to engage enemy fighters while also designating ground targets. A strong radar is essential in modern air combat as it allows the pilot to protect and strike targets. The newest model, the F-15EX Eagle II, costs approximately $91 to $98 billion per aircraft and features cutting-edge avionics and electric warfare systems. The F-15 was originally developed during the Cold War with tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union and Alaska. American intelligence identified new Soviet aircraft, such as the MiG-25 Foxbat, and feared they outperformed existing U.S. fighters. The F-15 was built specifically to counter these threats. Ironically, when the May 25 pilot defected to Japan in 1976 and analysts examined the aircraft, they discovered it was extremely fast, but not as agile as feared. The F-15, by contrast, combined speed, maneuverability, and advanced weapon systems. One of the F-15's greatest strengths is its high thrust-to-weight ratio. Powered by two Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines, newer models can produce around 50,000 pounds of thrust combined. This gives the aircraft exceptional acceleration and allows it to maintain speed even during tight turns. According to the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center, its combination of high thrust-to-weight ratio and low wing loading enables it to maneuver without losing significant energy. In dogfights, this is a critical advantage. The F-15EX can carry up to 12 air-to-air missiles and a total payload of 29,500 pounds. It can be equipped with 89 Sidewinder heat-seeking missiles and A-120 AMRAAM radar-guided missiles. The F-15E Strike Eagle variant can also carry a wide range of air-to-ground weapons, making it a true multi-role fighter. Conformal fuel tanks can also be attached to extend the range while maintaining low drag, allowing the aircraft to fly longer missions without sacrificing performance. When comparing the F-15 to stealth fighters like the F-22 Raptor, the differences are clear. The F-22 was designed with stealth technology and thrust vectoring for extreme maneuverability and radar evasion. The F-15, however, was built for raw speed, heavy payload capacity, and direct air combat. While it lacks stealth features, its powerful radar, speed, and missile capacity allows it to dominate in many combat scenarios. Both aircraft are highly capable, but the F-15 remains a crucial part of the U.S. Air Force fleet. Perhaps the most impressive statistic about the F-15 is its combat record. The aircraft has achieved over 100 confirmed air-to-air victories, with 0 losses in aerial combat. It first saw combat in 1979 with the Israeli Air Force, who played a large and significant role in the Lebanon War in 1982. Israeli pilots have taken a large portion of these victories. During Operation Desert Storm in 1991, F-15 models counted for 34 out of 37 air-to-air victories. F-15Es were heavily used for nighttime missions, targeting artillery and surface air missile sites. The F-15 has continued to serve in operations over Iraq, Bosnia, Turkey, and Afghanistan. Its long record of reliability and dominance has made it a cornerstone of American air power. Today, it is flown by several allied nations and continues to be improved with modern technology. The F-15 is more than just a fighter jet. It is a symbol of air superiority. With its unmatched air-to-air combat record, incredible speed, advanced radar systems, and heavy payload capacity, it remains one of the most successful and respected fighter jets ever built. Without the F-15, modern air combat and perhaps even the design of future fighters might look very different today. Thank you. Please welcome Eli Watson, who is speaking about the Northern Lights.
Imagine standing beneath the sky that seems to dance before your eyes. The trip to see the northern lights is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The cold Arctic air, the endless stars in the sky, and the glowing bands stretching across the sky feel almost magical. The northern lights are a true reminder of how powerful and beautiful nature can be. These glowing bands can stretch hundreds of miles across the sky, sometimes appearing to wrap around the earth itself. But what causes this amazing light display to light up the night sky? The northern lights, also called the aurora borealis, are a natural light display that occurs when energy from the sun interacts with Earth's atmosphere. The sun constantly sends out streams of charged particles called solar wind. During solar storms, even larger bursts of these particles are released into space. When these particles reach Earth, they are pulled toward the north and south poles by Earth's magnetic field. As the particles collide with gases in the upper atmosphere, energy is released in the form of light. This is what creates the glowing colors across the sky. Green is the most common color because it is produced when charged particles collide with oxygen at lower altitudes. Red light can appear at higher altitudes when oxygen is involved, while purple and blue colors are created when nitrogen is affected. The aurora often forms arcs, waves, or curtain-like shapes that seem to flow and ripple across the sky. This movement creates the illusion that the lights are dancing. The name Aurora Borealis was given by Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei in 1619. He named the lights after the Roman goddess of the dawn and Boreas, the Greek god of the north wind. Galileo originally believed the lights were caused by sunlight reflecting off of vapors in the sky. Later, scientist Christian Berkeley correctly proposed that charged particles from the sun interacted with Earth's atmosphere to create the lights. His ideas were later proven true with scientific evidence. The best places to see the northern lights are in northern Canada, Alaska, Finland, Sweden, and Norway. These areas fall under what scientists call the auroral oval, which is the region where auroras are most likely to appear. The best time to see the northern lights is between late September and early April when nights are long and dark. Winter is especially popular for aurora viewing because there are more hours of darkness and snow on the ground can reflect the lights, making them see brighter. Even in the best locations, the northern lights are never guaranteed. Clear, dark skies are needed, and solar activity must be strong enough for auroras to form. Cloud coverage, and light pollution can block the view, which means seeing the auroras often takes patience and a little bit of luck. Most auroras that people see from the ground occur about 60 to 250 miles above Earth's surface. Because they form relatively low in space, the lights can appear bright, vivid, and almost close enough to feel within reach. The northern lights are not just beautiful, they are also important to scientists. By studying auroras, scientists can learn more about the sun, solar storms, and Earth's magnetic field. This research helps scientists better understand space weather and how it can affect satellites, power grids, and communication systems on Earth. While auroras do not help predict regular weather like rain or snow, they do help scientists understand activity in space that can impact modern technology. Auroras have also played a big role in cultural history. Ancient Norse people believed the lights were reflections from the armor of the Valkyries as they would fly over battlefields. Some indigenous Arctic groups believed the aurora was made from spirits communicating from the sky or guiding the souls of the dead. Today, the northern lights continue to inspire artists, photographers, and travelers, showing that people still feel the wonder as they look up at the glowing sky. Some people claim that auroras make roaring or sizzling sounds. While a few people have reported hearing faint noises during strong auroras, scientists are still studying these rare experiences. If the sounds are real, they are thought to happen close to the ground due to electrical changes in the air, not from the lights themselves high in the sky. However, most auroras are completely silent. There are also aurora-like phenomena such as Steve, which stands for Strong Thermal Emission Velocity Enhancement. Steve appears as a thin purple or white streak of light across the sky and looks different from the usual curtain-shaped lights. Scientists believe Steve is caused by fast-moving, heated particles in the upper atmosphere. Although Steve can sometimes appear near auroras, it is a different type of light phenomenon. The northern lights are one of the most amazing natural wonders on Earth. Seeing them in person feels almost magical. Today, auroras help scientists learn more about space and Earth's magnetic field, while also inspiring travelers and artists all around the world. No matter how much we learn about them, standing beneath the sky filled with colorful dancing lights will always be an unforgettable experience. Thank you. Please welcome Sammy Sample, who will be speaking on that.
Most people assume that health insurance will take care of everything. However, even if your hospital bills are covered, your rent, car payment, groceries, and utility bill is still due. Missing even one paycheck for some families can cause serious financial stress. That is why supplemental insurance can make such a difference. American Family Life Insurance Company of Columbus, better known as Aflac, is a company that provides supplemental insurance. Supplemental insurance offers extra financial support to help cover the costs of regular health insurance during a fully paid. One of the most important things that makes Aflac different is its ability to pay directly to the policy. Policy orders they can use for whatever is needed. This could include child care, transportation, groceries, or lost income parent.
1955 in Columbus, Georgia. This is important because it shows Aflac is not just a large international corporation, but a company with deep roots in our own region. The company was started by three brothers, John, Paul, and Bill Davis. They believed families needed better protection from the financial burden caused by illness. The idea began in a small six-room office in Columbus. At the time, it had never become big. In the early years, Aflac focused on selling cancer insurance policies. In the 1970s, John Amos saw a huge opportunity outside the United States. While visiting Japan, he realized how serious people were about protecting their health. Japan had a growing aging population and people were getting cancer as they grew older. In 1974, Aflac began selling cancer insurance policies in Japan. The company became one of the first to offer there and grew quickly in popularity. Today, a lot of Aflac's business comes from Japan, where they remains as one of the leading providers of cancer and medical supplemental insurance in Japan. Even with its international success, Aflac's headquarters is remaining in Columbus, Georgia. That shows how a local company can make a global impact. Aflac's success is also tied to a strong leadership within the Amos family. In 1990, Daniel P. Amos, the son of one of the founders, became the CEO of the company. Under his leadership, Aflac made a bold decision that would change his future forever. In 2000, Aflac introduced the Aflac Duck in its advertising campaign. The commercial showed a duck loudly quacking Aflac because people often mispronounced or forgot the name. At the time, it was a risky move. The company invested a large amount of money into this new marketing idea. However, it paid off in a big way. Within just a few years, Aflac's brand recognition in the United States grew dramatically. For the duck, only a small percentage of Americans knew the Aflac name. After the commercial became popular, recognition levels rose to extremely high, and the Aflac duck became one of the most recognizable advertising mascots in the country. The duck was even introduced in Japan, helping strengthen Aflac's international brand. This creative and humorous approach helped Aflac stand out in an industry that is usually very serious. In addition to strong marketing, Aflac has also built a solid financial reputation. The company has also earned high ratings from AMEX, an organization that evaluates the financial organization's strength of insurance. High ratings show that Aflac is able and able to meet its obligations to policyholders. Aflac has also been recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the world's most admired companies. These honors help build trust with customers and show that Aflac is respected in the business world. People who live in or near Columbus, Georgia, Aflac is not just a company seen on television. It is a major employer and important part of the community. The Amos family built a business that not only provided jobs, but also provides financial support to families that need it during hard times. Knowing that a globally successful company started in a small local town can be even more meaningful than the story. Aflac's story shows identifying a real problem and offering a practical solution to lead to lasting success. By focusing on helping families handle unexpected expenses, expanding wisely into the international market, and using creative advertising, Aflac grew from a small local company into a global leader in supplemental insurance. Most importantly, Aflac continues to help others by providing financial support during illness or injury. From a small six-room office in Columbus to an international corporation, Aflac proves that strong leadership, smart decisions, and a commitment to serving others can truly make a difference. Thank you. Please welcome Soren Samuel, who is speaking about Bill.
Nolan Ryan's baseball career is nothing short of extraordinary. Imagine pitching in Major League Baseball for 27 seasons and breaking dozens of records, including 5,714 career strikeouts, the most in Major League Baseball history. Ryan is considered one of the most dominant pitchers to ever step on a mound. Many legendary players, including George Brett, Pete Rose, and Reggie Jackson, have said that Ryan was the toughest pitcher they ever faced. Nolan Ryan was born on January 31st in 1947 in Refugio, Texas, and grew up in Allen, Texas. According to Britannica School, his father worked as a plant supervisor for the Stanton Oil Company. Ryan began playing baseball in his front yard with his dad at age 7, and that is where he fell in love with the game. He and neighborhood kids later built a makeshift baseball field in a nearby vacant lot. Playing with older boys forced Ryan to throw harder just to keep up, helping him develop a powerful natural pitching motion. This unstructured backyard baseball helped shape the fierce competitor he would become. baseball school moved in Alvin, and it gave Ryan his first official experience at Schroeder Field. From ages 8 to 18, Ryan woke up early every morning to deliver newspapers for the Houston Post. According to the Society for American Baseball Research, many people believe this routine helped build his legendary arm strength. Ryan later credited the repetitive motion of throwing newspapers for helping develop early accuracy and strength, as described in the documentary Facing the On. More than strength, paper route taught him responsibility and discipline. This daily work puts a blue-collar approach to baseball. Ryan did not see pitching as an art form, and he saw it as a job to be finished. Growing up in a hard-working Texas culture, Ryan learned to value endurance and toughness. This attitude led to both his record number of walks and strikeouts. He refused to be taken out of games, trusting his fastball to overpower hitters. Ryan attended Alvin High School. During high school, he transformed from a skating teenager into a pitching phenomenon. Scouts were amazed by the speed of his fastball, and some hitters were even afraid to step into the box against him. Although his control was still developing, the combination of speed and intimidation made him stand out. By his senior year, Ryan dominated hitters and earned All-State honors, setting the stage for his professional career. Ryan was drafted by the Newark Mets at age 18 and made his MLB debut on September 11, 1966, at just 19 years old. He later played for the California Angels, Houston Astros, and Texas Rangers. Early in his career, Ryan was known for throwing incredibly hard but not having great control. From 1967 to 1971, he served in the Army Reserve, which often pulled him away from the team for training and drills, disrupting his routine and making it difficult for him to settle into a consistent schedule. Still, Ryan played a key role in the Mets' 1969 World Series championship. In the National League Championship Series, he pitched 7 strong relief innings against the Braves. In the World Series, he escaped the bases loaded jam and earned a save against the Orioles, his only World Series appearance in a 27-year career. The Mets traded Ryan to the California Angels, believing his control would never improve, but he became a strikeout machine. In 1973, he set a single-season record with 383 strikeouts through 2 no-hitters, and became the first pitcher to record 3+ strikeouts in back-to-back seasons, eventually doing it 6 times. On August 20th, 1974, his fastball was clocked in at 100.9 miles per hour, estimated at 180 miles per hour by modern standards, still the fastest pitch in MLB history. Hall of Famer Norm Cash famously chose to use a table leg instead of a batting Ryan, since it wouldn't matter. Prioritizing strikeouts over control, Ryan struck out over 2,400 batters from 1972 to 1979, nearly 700 more than the next closest pitcher. In 1980, Ryan signed with the Houston Astros as the first MLB player to earn $1 million annually, silencing critics of the contract by loading his team to its first playoff appearances. Known for pioneering intense training methods uncommon for pitchers, he threw his 5th no-hitter in 1981 and led the league in earned run average twice. With the Texas Rangers, Ryan threw his 6th and 7th no-hitters at age 43 and 44, striking out 14 and 16 batters respectively. At age 46, he famously put Robin Ventura in a headlock after being charged on the mound before finishing a game and earning league-wide respect. Ryan's career ended in 1993 when he tore his UCL. He walked off the field to a standing ovation in a visiting stadium, showing how he's respected by fans and players alike. Ryan retired with 51 MLB records, including most strikeouts and most no-hitters. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1999 with over 98% of the vote. After baseball, Ryan formed the Nolan Ryan Foundation, which supports youth, education, and community projects in Texas. The foundation has donated millions of scholarships and community development, helping Ryan's legacy live on beyond baseball. Nolan Ryan's success came from a Texas work ethic built on early mornings, hard labor, and dedication. His paper route did not create his fastball, but it built the endurance and discipline that allowed him to throw harder and longer than anyone in baseball history. Thank you.
Students, all 8th graders have been working extremely hard since January to be ready for their speeches, and I think these 8 are proof of how much effort they have really put into this. They did a great job. Can we give them another round of applause?